again. Last week I was away in the small vacation, and now I'm come back for this week's live stream. Today we're gonna talk about how to practice solo to improve your match play, and I will show you ways how to achieve it. So I set up a match play situation. Let me show you the view, just like that. So you could see the whole camera angle properly. I'm gonna put camera a little bit back. As much you will see the view as much as you can, and I will try to show you things to make you understand how to practice match play during solo practice. So the basic idea is that you start as your normal game and you just play by yourself. Sounds very simple, but that's the way to do. You just starting by yourself. And sorry guys, the code accidentally code. So to run a match play, you have to play with yourself. So for example, here I'm analyzing situation. So this red is a little bit dangerous for me because I want to play thin cut on the red, play 1 cushion, 2 cushion, and go back again for the ball color area. Also the danger is here that I'm gonna push those reds there and leave possibly the red there. So I have to cut my chances. So for me, in this case, the most simple way to make safety is to play topspin and keep the cue ball right here, because anyway it's going to be difficult to pot the ball. So I expect that the red ball is going to go there and back to the pack, because other options are tricky. So I just try to hit the cue ball right there. That's what I learned. And if I'm going to do a mistake, I will try to repeat myself. Just like that. And there is no easy chances. Of course, there is a red which goes to the pocket there. There is the red which goes there. So maybe next time I will repeat my mistake because I left something and maybe play a little bit firmer. Something like that. Okay, that was a little bit better. I hit a little bit thinner. Now I didn't left the red there, the red there. So simply by repeating the shot which you did a mistake, you can learn so much about the game. You can do drills as much as you like, because there is always a specific situation, like lineup, T lineup, X lineup, whatever. Here, you actually learn the game, and there are practical stages which is gonna happen all the time in the game. So I just play from here and I try to make safety. It depends what kind of play you play. If I play against good player, I try to make as safe as I possibly can. So I will play just thinly to the right there. And the only thing what I didn't good, like ping was off his position, but the situation is not that easy for my opponent. So I'm just thinking, from here, yes, of course, if I'm gonna play thin to the shot here, it's gonna go back here, here, and go back again to the block area. If I'm gonna play too thick, potentially I can hit those reds there. So I have to check the angle if I don't want to play that shot. If I'm gonna play like that, what potential I can leave to my opponent. Also, there is a potential way of, if you want to be really aggressive, is potential way to play a plant slightly off the straight line. So you walk around the table and check all the possibilities you can achieve. Okay, I think I'm pretty confident to play thin cut, so I will play that shot there. Maybe this red can be pushed a little bit too much to the pocket. So I'm analyzing in the back how it could split, but let's see what happens. All right. Okay. So I played that shot a little bit too thin. Everything was okay. I will just try to come back to the pretty much same situation. And you don't have to be that specific. You just have to repeat the shot until you get good. Just like that. All right. Maybe it was a little bit too thin. Potentially, I left that red there. I could play for blue, but that's a difficult shot. So let's replace again. So you see, you're learning because you're getting authentic shots in the game, whatever, you know. I'm gonna play the shot again. Just like that. You see? So you can learn a lot of shots. And this is quite difficult situation, so you want to get this right. And once you're gonna be in the tournament situation, you're gonna feel, you know, a little bit more confident than you usually are. Okay, that was a little bit better. Anyways, so that's the thing. You do a mistake, you repeat until you get it right. If you want to get it right more consistently, let's say for the potting, you can repeat 2 or 3 times in a row and just continue like that. So that's about safety. Let's go back to the brick building situation. So for example, I have a situation like this, and let's see how it will go. So I missed, sorry about that. I'm gonna just play the shot. Now I have to go back again for the reds. I try to make position for this thread right there. Now I want to roll a little bit and move lower black. So maybe touch the left hand side. Just to clip that right there. All right. Now I'm just gonna play a simple center. Potentially clip that right there. I have 2 reds potentially go there. Okay, I was mistaken. So you see, I did a mistake. I clipped that red too thick. So my adjustment to that kind of situation is basically I put the keyboard more or less the same situation, and I'm just gonna be tiny bit lower and potentially get through the gap here and cannon this red there. Just like that. Okay, so it was also not a very good choice because I didn't have a guaranteed position, so I have to play a little bit different. Maybe I have to play maybe center touch of right hand side so I could push the right there more. Something like that. So because the right hand side is gonna push the keyboard more that side, and I could have at least that right there. So touch of right, maybe tiny bit lower. Okay, still no good. So maybe in this situation, it's better just to play a simple cannon in that red, and that's it. Then as a right-hand player, I can easily reach that shot, and you know, like that. Let's see. Or I just can go cannon there. It's probably the most simple one. So I just gonna. And that's it. Probably that was the most simple position I can play because I have a guaranteed shot for the next ball. So don't be afraid of cannon. Sometimes you can play the shot and get the nice position. Now here, I'm just gonna roll the ball, just avoid playing shot higher black. I'm gonna be lower and I'm gonna just roll it. All right. From here, nothing too fancy, just to play a position shot right there. All right. Now, those reds are annoying me. So I would try to give myself a little bit higher black and keep the cube around here so I could pot the ball and remove that red because it's bothering me. Or this red is going, So I have choices here. Maybe just tiny bit touch on right hand side, stun. All right. What I have here, not the best position I played ever. So I have this red there in the pocket, so I have a plan B. So I have to screw back a little bit. Just like that. Okay, I like this red. Played a nice positional shot. And now I just have to screw back again, leave myself a little bit higher red, and then remove those reds. And that's how you play with yourself and improve your match play in everything, brave building, safety shots. Okay, right. I'm pretty happy with my results, so I'm gonna keep the cube right there and then drop it. Especially that's gonna be beneficial for the players who are a little bit more advanced, I mean 50 plus players. They're gonna have most of benefits doing that exercise. Let me see what kind of questions you have. Hi Hussein, yes, good that you're watching from Pakistan. Vishal, hi as well. Okay, good. So I'm gonna put that red into the pocket and leave myself higher black. Just like that. Okay. It depends what kind of table we'll play. If you know that the cushion, the pockets are small, and you leave that red a little bit later. But in this situation, I want to remove those reds, so I'm gonna play touch of center, touch of right, so it goes there and goes into the reds, and there is a big chance that I'm gonna have something. So center right. Like that, you see? And I open the reds there. So I have already like a 3 reds open. The only problems are like those 2 clusters, small. Not the clusters, but I mean, they are a little bit more complicated. And the red right there. So now I'm gonna play touch on right hand side, low on the cubo, position for the blue. Just like that, or even pink. So I'm just, when something happens unexpected, I just stand here and think, okay, right, that is interesting. I might learn something in the game, because I was playing for the pink. I didn't think about the pink ball for whatever reason. So I'm giving myself insight what to do. So now I can actually pot the pink, get position right here, and potentially I can go for the blue again or go back for the pink. But I just want to be as strict as possible so I could drop the red in and then make position for the pink. Something like that. So I'm just gonna play the pink. Just like that, okay. And I have position for the red. And from here, I can go back again for the pink, here. I want to be a little bit higher, then of course I can use screw back shot and get position right here and pot the red and go back again for the pink, or I can get position right there. So I want to remove those reds which are in the middle of the table. So just a little bit softer shot. Just like that. Okay, maybe the angle is too much right now. Anyways, the red is pretty difficult here. So I'm gonna still play the same shot as I thought, use executions and get position for the red right there. And let's see how it's gonna go. Okay, what I got here. Okay, so you see, I missed the position big time. And I have a little bit cloudy thinking on how to play that shot properly. So the best way to learn something new, as I told you before, is to replace the shot. This time I'm just gonna play a little bit more confident on that shot and try to move cue ball a little bit higher. If you don't remember where you put it, you just basically, if some situation occurs like that, where you're not sure where to put again, you just mark the spot and you just try to repeat the shot again. All right? Just like that. This time I play with a little bit more pace. Still, in my book, is not good enough. I want to be right here. So I already know where is the chalk mark here. So pink is in the spot so that there is no need to adjust anything. And I'm just gonna play a bit more positive stroke this time. Like that, okay. So here's a couple of options. I can play the red into the pocket there, into the corner pocket long shot. That's a possibility, of course, and I don't think I can put the red into the middle. So I know that there is a possibility to play like that to get long shot. So that's maybe more, has less margin of error. So you could play a little bit more dynamic shot. From here I can play a stun run shot and make position for the pink again, because this red goes to the middle. So I would try to pot and play a stun run here. So yes, that's a good option. But let's repeat the shot again. I wanted to play that red into the middle. I wanted to play that red into the middle. It was like something like this. Anyways, so I'm just gonna play maybe area here, maybe a little bit higher. Okay. Okay. Still not getting where I want. Fantastic. This is what match play situations give you. It just gives you an insight without a coach's help. This is what you can do. Play with yourself and analyze what's going on. Okay, this time it's getting better and better. And from here, this is a spot-on situation for me because I can play with topspin and just slightly touch the red, push more close to the center, and continue break. So here, I'm just gonna play a drop-in shot, keep the cue ball right there, and I'm gonna have a position. So I'm pretty happy with that result. You see, I repeated many times until I get it right. And that's the way, to do, because guys, you're gonna learn so much if you're gonna do this practice once per week. You're gonna learn match play situations a lot. You see, for the red. Now, okay, maybe pink ball is a little bit tricky. So from here, I not really like to play that shot. If you are a little bit more confident, you can play blue ball. I would play blue ball using one cushion and go back for the red here. This is a very common situation in the game where you need to adjust. So just below center and very positive smooth stroke. Just like that. Okay. I'm unlucky again because I wanted to keep the cue ball right here into this line. So maybe it was my mistake. I could play a little bit higher and get into the line here. That was the way. So let's repeat the shot. Yes, I got the pot, but the cubo is not where I want to be. So that's also another way to see the situation. Let me check. Yeah, it was something like that. Okay. This time I'm just gonna play maybe tiny bit higher, and let's see what happens. Okay. So here, I played a little bit higher, and now I have three options. I have this red, and this red. So I learned that by slightly adjusting the cubo, I have more options and I can continue my break. So in this situation, gosh, that is very interesting. Like I can play quite creatively. I can stop the ball, leave the cubo here, put the pink, stun, and make position for the red. Or I can screw tiny bit and then I make a small cannon to those reds and then have automatic the reds there. So you can try lots of different options here, you know? So I'm just gonna play a slight screwback shot here. Okay, maybe it was a little bit too, didn't play that well. And I know I need to clip those reds, so maybe I want to repeat the shot and I'm just gonna play a slightly more pacey shot. Maybe a little bit higher, but on the cubo, but just play a little bit firmer, so I could get the position. Okay, now I have a pretty nice angle to put the pink and get into those reds. So I want to get into those reds right here because the cubo is gonna go there and it's gonna open this red as well. So that's a very interesting shot to play. You don't want to play too high or too low on the cubo. So let's see what happens. Just go center. Okay, so I played too low. You see the cubo reacted like that. And that's good. I'm learning something. And guys, I just forgot to spot the ball. So it was around here. So this time I'm gonna play maybe tiny bit higher on the cubo. Like that. You see, this is what I told you. That this pushing the red there, and you can continue your break like that. So I'm pretty happy with that result. The only minus point that pink, I'm not sure is going or not going. It's not going. So yeah, it's a little bit trouble, but still, you know, you open the reds and you can have a chance to play for the blue now. Or screw back and play for the black. That's another option. Or just play using cushion touch of right hand side and for the black. That's the way. Okay. Yeah. So now I'm gonna play the black ball, touch of left hand side, stun it, and put the cubo right there. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the result I got. That's a good news, and I can play the red and open the pink, which is fantastic, you know. So that's what gives you a match play practice with yourself. You get in very authentic situations. So just below center and drag shot, just like that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the delivery. Here you have a couple options. You can play drop-in shots for the black, and if you are playing for a little bit bigger pockets like I do, you can drop in the red there. It's not a difficult shot. Or you can play the pin into the middle, play with more pace, and go back for the red. If you play on star table, I suggest you to play two options. You can play the pink and get for the red, or you can play the black ball and screw right here. So from this situation, I'm gonna play a little bit more conservative shot. I'll try to screw back right here. Just because I want to give you a feel. what to do. Got a very nice angle for the red. Okay, now I can make position for the ping ball, but then the cube is going to be too far to the cushion, which is I don't want. Or I can drop in the red into the middle pocket and leave myself around here, potentially. That's the way. Just like that, dropping in. Okay, got fantastic angle on the blue ball. Now, it just depends what kind of preference you have, If you're not confident about that right, which is close to the rail, of course, you can play 2 cushions, 1, 2, put the cue ball here, or play a little more screw and, try to get here. It's just up to you. I personally want to have a guaranteed position. Let's say if I go for the century, I know this red is important to pot. So from here, it's way easier to get here. So I just need to be pretty straightish. I'm going to play softly. Maybe use touch of right hand side just to make sure that I'm a little bit closer to the red and then have a slight angle. But that's not easy to achieve, but at least, it gives me a chance. So touch of right hand side, softly. And what I have a perfect angle. Well done, Vilius. Sometimes for the good shot, you can praise yourself just to build the confidence for yourself. Okay, now, I pot in the red, trying to make position for the black or the pink. And from here, you can play a little bit soft screw back shot in position with the reds here for the right-hand player. So I'm just playing the soft shot, just like that. It was a nice shot. Now, so you have to understand on which kind of table you play. I have just below black ball spot, so technically the shot has to be very good. So there is 3 options you can play. You can play a D screw back shot and play very soft, but that's technically difficult, and try to get position right there. You can play topspin using 1 cushion, get position right there and play a long shot. Or you can play a little bit more exhibition shot, play 2 cushions and get here. So, or if you want to play off the cushion, you can play the ping ball. So it's just up to you how confident you feel about the shots. So this time I'm just gonna play, low on the keyboard, touch your left hand side, and smooth delivery. Yeah, that was a possibility that I could count on the ping, but in most cases it's gonna go cue ball there. So I learned something new, that I can play like that and still hold the cue ball. Pretty nice. Anyways, so it's all about what kind of situation you have in the frame. Green ball is slightly off the spot, so you want to make a proper position for the yellow ball. Of course, the most important thing is to pot the ball. So from the potting perspective, you can play drop-in shot with topspin and try to keep the cue ball around here. You can play a little bit lower on the cue ball and make position for the blue ball or the pink ball. It's all about how you feel confident about the stroke. In this situation, because you're slightly stretching out, probably the drop-in shot is the most accurate for the pot ball. So, because if you play low, you can easily decel or play across the ball. If you just play drop-in shot, you have more chance to pot the ball. So it's just up to you. I will play a little bit topspin and get position for the black. So you walk into the line, check the angle. I don't feather until I feel angle. I feel good, a little bit slightly off, so I walk in again. Get position for the red, okay. And pot. Right, okay. So I have choices. I even can play the pink. I have a perfect angle for the black. Pink, of course, is too difficult because then I have to play a long shot. No good. So here, well, if you want to have guaranteed yourself that you want to be close to the yellow ball, You can play a few different ways. You can play touch of left hand side and get past the ping ball and try to get right here, but that's almost guaranteed that your cue ball is going to be close to the cushion, and that's completely the queuing. You can play touch of right hand side using two cushions and get past the blue ball right there. You have to be accurate. So what is the best way to get position? I mean, yeah, you can play one cushion, play just below center, try to get here. That's possible. So I'm just thinking what my gut instinct says. My gut instinct says that I can play a positive stroke, so that's good. Use touch of right hand side and get position there. That's what I feel I need to do, because there is no one guaranteed way to achieve position. So nice stroke, confidence, touch of right hand side. Come on, baby, come on. Okay, I didn't like that shot. First of all, maybe I used too much side with the cue ball because I hit it to the center. No good. So I want to understand the logic, how to play that shot well. So I'm going to use same amount side, but just a little bit higher on the cue ball, so it could go higher. Not sure how it was. I forgot again to chalk my spot. Anyways. And what about now? What about now? Yes. So I learned this time that I have to aim a slightly higher on the cue ball. In that case, cue ball going a little bit past the blue. Okay. So up to you. If you're confident about your left hand, like I am now, you can just drop in the shot for the green ball. If you're not confident, then of course you play with rest. So I'm just gonna play with left hand and just gonna softly drop in. The last thing you want to be is just to play, you want to be a little bit lower than green ball spot, because that allows you to go back to the game. You can play one cushion, two cushions. The last thing you want to be here. So I got the good position. I want to keep the brown ball right there, just below center. Got nice angle. Now, it's the personal preference. If I had a little bit more angle, I would always use the cushion, because then I can play positive shot and still maintain good angle for the blue. From here, it's a pretty strictish angle, so I will play without using cushion, still keeping the cue ball right there. Okay, so the angle is perfect. I can leave the cue ball right there and drop it. And because I can play with the left hand, I can drop in. If you're not confident about that, like, let's talk about this. Like, if you play exhibition game and you know that you made a century or you won the frame by a high margin and there is no way the opponent can go back, you can play a soft screw back shot and make position right here. Sure, you can. But when you are a little bit more nervous, it's better to play a little bit more conservative shots. Because even if you're nervous, if you're going to do the correct stuff, you're going to achieve nice result. So if you go for the win, I would play like that. You can play here position and keep a really good angle, make position for the black, or you can drop in. I would play drop in because that's 100% guaranteed and maybe placed. You can play a touch of stun run if you want to get closer, or you can drop in. It just depends what kind of level player you are. So here, I'm pretty confident about my stun run shots because I'm good at this. So I'm gonna play, just below, around the center, small backswing and get position right there. I could drop in and make position right there. So it's just, personal preference. Whatever gives you a result. Here, I just, playing with top spin, slightly off the cushion, position for the black ball. If you don't want to use cushion, you can just drop in. Or again, how you feel confident. If you are not sure, it's better to have a guaranteed shot. So maybe you can just simply drop in and leave yourself a higher black. That's relatively a shot which, is pretty simple for the people, and you just drop in, confident, no smash it, trust the line, feather, stay smooth, and that's it. So guys, this is how to play frame with yourself, analyze. I gave you lots of examples on how to analyze yourself. Fantastic way to learn the game. And I'm confident that if you're gonna do this sometimes once or twice per week, you're gonna achieve so much benefits in learning the game, the proper shots, give yourself a feedback, logical sequences on how to play the shots, what not to do, what to do. And you're gonna improve your thinking and your senses, and you're gonna learn the game. So, right, guys, this is the frame I play with myself. If you have any questions regarding this stream, please ask me. I will give you answers, okay? If not, then I'm finishing the stream. Okay, guys, so that's about it. I don't see any questions. You got lots of value. Just remind you that I'm doing coaching for the people. This is how we work to improve the game. And I'm working on your cue action, working on your shot selection, psychology. This is everything. This drill is about everything. Psychology, cue action, everything. And this is what sometimes you need to do throughout the week to improve your match play. Definitely recommend to do this before the tournament. It's gonna work out very well. Okay, guys, if you have no questions, then I'm finishing the stream. Cheers, guys.